Welcome everyone, this is Toy-Nutz. Today going to be painting up a miniature from the G.I. Joe role-playing game. This is the Sargent Slaughter expansion pack by Renegade Game Studios for the G.I. Joe role-playing game. It came with a Sargent Slaughter miniature, so I figured, hey, let's paint this up. I'll record it and hopefully inspire you guys to grab one of these and grab some paintbrushes and go at it. Alright, he has some really good detailing on the figure here. First thing I did though before I did anything was I washed it. It says it's good to go right out of the box, ready for painting and everything. So I just gave it a good little soap and water bath and then let it dry. If you want, you can spray it with primer, but again, it says it's good right out of the box. I'm going to start off here with some black. I'm going to do his tank top here with a nice flat black. And I'm just going to take my time here along the outline here on the shoulders. If I get it a little over and it splashes onto the parts I don't want, that's alright. I'm going to speed up the film a little bit here because I don't think you really want to sit and watch me painting the entire thing. Alright, so when you get to the wider areas, you can do bigger, broader strokes, but when you get into the shoulder areas and the tighter spots, always take your time, slow it down a little bit. For detailed areas like the shoulder here, trying to get along the lines, what I like to do is I'll take a really deep breath, breathe the half of it out, and then start painting that small area, and I start breathing normal. That helps steady my fingers and the nerves and everything. It's just a little technique that works for me. Whatever works for you, go for it. And between each loading of the brush, dip it in a little bit of water, dry your brush off, dip it into the paint, and hit back into it. Here we are, finished the black. Just going to touch up some small little areas here that I missed. And again, if I get some of the black and it bleeds over onto the arms, I'm okay because I haven't done the flesh yet. I can always go back and touch it up. Usually on my first pass through with the figures, for me, I just, cover the main areas and then go back in and touch up the details. All right, going to swap out the brush here and we're going to start using some olive drab for the legs. And just going to take our time, going to be hitting all the legs, front, back, and that, all the way down to the boots. And we're going to make sure we have a nice covering for the color here. And make sure the paint's in there, nice and smooth, nice even strokes. And again, every time you go to reload your brush, dip it in some water, clean it off, dry it off, get back into the paint a little bit there. All right. So again, I'm speeding up the film here, making it go a little faster. You want to go a little slower when you do it, especially around the little detailed areas. But again, if it goes down and you hit the boots, it's all right. You're going to come back with it different color as we paint the boots, and we'll use a smaller, finer tip brush for that to clean up those areas. All right, so we got pretty much the pants are all set. Nice olive drab coloring there. There we go. And we'll clean off the brush. And we're going to go in with a nice brown. We're going to hit the hat. And again, just going to take our time with this one. Go a little slower. Got to be a little careful here. We don't want to get over too much onto the face. There we go. We're just going to hit each of the areas here. Fill in the hat pretty good. Now, if it doesn't, cover it completely, as you can see, some of that base color is kind of showing through here, but that's okay. We're going to hit it with multiple coats. You don't want to just get the paint really thick on there and it just, it will bleed in there and it will fill in the cracks and it will eat up a lot of the details. So if it's thin and runny like this, that's fine. We're just going to go back in afterwards, after it dries, hit it with another coat. And also this way, we hit it with a different coat of a darker color. It helps add shading and everything to it. But so far, here's what we got on our Slaughter. Now I'm going to go in with a more of a hunter or a forest green, actually. And that's a bit richer of a green. We'll do the belts. We'll just take our time here. Again, I take that really deep breath, breathe out halfway, start hitting the detailing there. There we go. Because we got to be a little more careful. We don't want to start splashing it on there and getting the tank top and that. But if you do, that's fine. You'll just go back, try it with a smaller brush along the edges with the black for the shirt, and the olive drab for the pants to cover that up. But yeah, this is what I like to do. This is how I'm hitting this guy. Again, I'm going with the traditional Slaughter colors. You can, that's the great thing about when you paint your own. You can make up your own color scheme, your own paint style that you want to use for them. You can use them in the Slaughter Marauder colors. You could go for like his mail-away look with the green tank top with the USA on it, which was more of his wrestling look that he would wear when he would be wrestling. All right, now interesting thing with this figure, like I said, they used the mold and the style for the more military looking, but the boots have the leg coverings or bootlets covering of the wrestling boots that he would wear that had the sergeant stripes on them and that. So instead of having combat boots, he has those. So I'm going to be painting the boot coverings here as an olive, or that hunter green, should I say. There we go, or forest green. I can't remember which the color was. All right, I'm going to go back over the belt, retouch up that. There we go. But yeah, and like I said, for the boot covering, you can see it exposes the front of the boot and the back of the boot. So for those, I'm going to use a nice glossy black. That will give it a nice shine, like a leathery shine to it, as opposed to the flat black for the t-shirt. I like using the glossy black for things that anything that would be like a leathery look and that. So for the boots, if he had gloves, I'd probably give him the gloves, making those. But yeah, I'm not going to do Slaughter with the gloves. I know the figure, back in the day, he had, they painted his hands black. I'm going to go more of the wrestling look with that and just give him the little wristbands as opposed to them being parts of a glove. But yeah, just take your time around the foot. I'll show you what I'm going to do with the base later. That would be towards the end. Now I am going to also use the glossy black here for the sunglasses. I probably should have gone with a different brush, but I'm going with a larger, the tip. And again, that deep breath, breathe out halfway, start painting. There we go. Since I haven't touched anything with the face, I'm not 100% concerned that I over paint and I get on the nose and everything, because I'll just touch that up with the flesh paint and that will go right over it. There we go. Get a little bit onto the side. This has a nice, I can get a nice little fine tip and then a small little bead, so I can get a little bit on the, there we go, edges like that. As you can see, it bled over into the face, but that's all right. I'm going to go back in with a better tip, finer tip brush. There we go. Yeah, see, I just covered up. That's all right. Now, I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but for some reason, it just dawned on me. Let me try. I'll hit the whistle with some silver. I'll hit some of the chain here with the silver. As you can see, I'm using a different brush and one with a little bit finer of a tip. Usually I would do this last. For some reason, when I was doing this, I'm like, I'll do it right now, and then I'll go back and touch it up. Now I'm going to hit the wristbands here, and again, I'm using the flat black for the wristband. There we go. I was thinking of using and doing this as like the one figure where they're red and white wristbands, but I don't think it would stand. It would just stand out too much with the camouflage, more military look. So I'm just going with flat black. All right, now I'm going to come in with the flesh tone, and again, just going to be real gentle, real slow around the face here, and I'm going to take my time. Just going to hit all those little areas here. I don't want to load up the brush. I mean, I'm going to see a lot of color bleed through from the black from the sunglasses and then from the plastic, and that's okay. That just means I'll have to do lots of small light coats, because I don't want to get a big gob of paint on there and it seeps in and it fills in some of the line detail that they had. And now I can go a little faster and a little bit broader strokes with the arms. And again, speeding up the film, because, we don't need to be sitting here as I do the entire arms. All right, so as you can see, after a couple of coats, a couple of hits, there's still some marks for the glasses. I'm just going to take my time. Again, a little finer tip, cleaner brush. There we go. And again, just going to be hitting those small little detailed areas, trying to pick up clean up the lines around the glasses. And again, nice small tip brush here. Going to go in between the lines of the whistle and the shirt there. Going to clean up that area with the flesh tone and everything. And again, just taking my time, going slow. Looks like I'm going fast because again, sped up the film a little here. And again, going to try to hit the mustache. All right, did a little too much of a line. It smeared a little bit, but that's all right because again, I'd rather do this and then come back through. And there we go, and touch it up with some flesh. Clean up the mustache to how I really want it to look. I know it looks funny right now. But again, deep breath, halfway, start painting. As you can see, I'm able to pick up and clean up that line. And he's looking much better. And again, yeah, you can see some of the previous mustache area there where I had it. But we just take our time. We'll go back through a couple of different small light coat layers and it will cover it right up. And boom, look at that. It's looking so much better. All right, and now I'm gonna touch up on those little badges that are on his boots here. Got a little bit of red. Just gonna barely touch onto those. Get a little bit of red onto the badge. Just have it a little soak in just enough. Don't wanna glob it on and lose all that little detail that's on there. There we go, each side looking good. Now, gonna do some touch up with some silver onto the whistle and onto the chain. And then I'm gonna do some dry brushing onto the glasses. For me, what I like to do for dry brushing is I'll dip the brush into the silver paint here. And then I run it once or twice over a piece of cloth to pull off a lot of that paint so there's just a little bit still dried onto the brush. And you just pull it across the glasses and just a little bit of it will get on there and it'll give it a nice little like shading effect. Now, did the same thing here for the, there's like a little sergeant badge on the hat. And then I got some gold here. I'm gonna paint the top of his baton. There we go. And now I'm gonna do another little bit of dry brushing for the little badges here because it's gonna barely pick up on those little raised edges of the sergeant stripes on the boots here. And there we go. Yeah, just gotta be real careful. Just dip it in the paint a little bit, run it once or twice over a piece of cloth, and then you just very gently just pull it across the figure here like that. And then it should just grab onto the top surface layer of the mold. There you go. Looks really cool. All right, now I'm going to go back in. I'm going to touch up some of the flesh area, but I'm using a slightly darker shade of flesh tone here. So again, this is going to help bring out some of the highlights in that and give it a nice little contrast. And I'm just going right over it, just almost like a dry brushing in a way with some of this. There we go, I'm going along the mold lines. And now I'm doing the same thing with the pants. I'm using a darker, deeper green. And I'm just going right in all the folds of the pants here. And yeah, wherever there's a crack or a fold into the pants, I'm painting it in with that really darker green. There we go. And again, just filling in all these cracks. I'm just splashing it in there, getting it in there. And then I'm gonna go back over and I'm dry brushing with the olive drab over all those areas. And it's gonna just hit the top part. And then all those deep dark grooves are gonna stay nice and dark. There we go. I'm speeding up the film here, but this is pretty much how you just barely hit it with the dry brush. There we go. And then see, it really brings out the folds in the pants, and it just looks really good. Yeah. There we go. And then I'm taking my time here. I'm just highlighting. It's a little bit, there we go. Yeah. And then see, it just brings out the folds of the material, and it brings out how much detailing is in that mold for the pants. And now for the shirt, since it's already black, you can't really do too much. I'm stealing a little trick from the like they did in the comic books, and I'm going in with a really deep dark blue. And again, I'm just going to paint in all the fold lines, all the muscle lines on the shirt with that really dark blue. There we go. And I'm getting it over, and that's fine because I'm going to go back over the shirt and dry brush all the splattered areas here with black, and then you'll just have enough of the dark blue here, and so that will bring out when you look at it in the light. There you go, see? And now it's like, ooh, looks like it's blue camouflage or whatever, but it's not going to be that way for very long. Again, hit it with the black, just dry brushing right over it, just really quick gentle pulls across the figure. And again, that blue is going to stay in that deep veined areas, and since I'm just barely pulling over my brush over it, that blue is going to stay there, and that giving it a nice little highlight. There we go. See, looking so good. There we go. I like that. And now it looks, I mean, it just brings out that definition of the molds. Yeah. And then I'm doing just a little bit of black along the laces here. Again, I've got a little runny, so it's more of a wash. That's when the paint's really runny and it's like, you know, lots of water in it. And it's just going to seep right into the mold lines of the stripes. And I'm doing a little bit here on the belt. So we'll get inside those little belt loops there. And again, just to help bring out the detailing. And I'm bringing some black, just dry brushing it over this, just to give it a little bit of like a weathered look, but also, there we go. And now I'm going back over with that hunter green, forest green here. There we go, just filling in all the large chunks of black. So I'm pretty much just doing some light detailing. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing with the hair. Slaughter does actually have some hair in the back of the head, so just going to do some touch up under the back of the head. There we go. Yeah, he's looking really good. I'm enjoying this. All right, going to be touching up the baton here. Going to add a little bit of silver to the edge of the tip. And then I'm going to go back through, going to be touching up little bits of area onto the chest and the arms here and the back. And there we go. All right, now for the base of Slaughter. I'm just going to paint the bottom base here with a nice little gloss black. And again, speed up the film here because don't need to be seeing all of this. So you can leave it all black, but I'm going to be doing something extra. I'm going to do some dry brushing of gray over the top of the black here. Now I'm using a lighter gray to do this. There we go. So I did the all the base, and now I'm going to swap over to like a darker gray. And again, I'm going to hit another set of dry brushings with this darker gray. And this will give it a look like he's standing on like asphalt or concrete, if you will. And again, if you want, just leave it flat black, leave it gloss black. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Go to the hobby store, get some modeling sand or grass from the train section. You can glue that down onto the base, make it look like he's standing in the field or whatever. That's the great thing about these miniatures like this when they have a generic base. It lets your imagination run wild and have fun with it. But yeah, so again, I'm just going to do some little touch-ups here. Clean up the lines, clean up his boots, clean up the base, and then I'm going to take this out. I'm going to spray it down with some clear coat, and he is all set and ready to go. And here he is after I got him hit with a couple of layers of clear coat, and it's all set to go for the next gaming session. I hope I inspired you to grab a mini, grab some brushes and paints, and start painting. I'm going to hopefully change up my setup here. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I'll get better camera angles and better lighting and everything. But I am going to be doing more of these videos with more miniatures. So thank you for watching. Please drop a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day and Excelsior!